Now, for group 3, I I put down 2 asterisks right here to remind you that, hey, this is going to be a little bit bumpy. Okay. Now, why is it bumpy? Because you look at this B value, this B number right here. If you see the 2 right here, then the number you should be thinking is 1/2. And since it's less than 1, then we know it is a compression or shrink. So we will say horizontal shrink by a factor of 1/2. So in order to minimize the amount of things that you have to, say, memorize or store in the brain, you always want to know, like, oh, if it's a 2, you think about 1/2. And that's a number you use to judge. Are you going to use the word compression or shrink or the word stretch? So we say it's 1/2, it's shrink, compression. If you see the number 3, that goes to 1/3. Okay, so same thing, horizontal shrink by a factor of 1/3. Okay, so if you need to give yourself a little reminder, always remind yourself that when you have B, it's always going to be 1/B when we actually put the number in use. So if you have 1/2, that becomes 2. So if it's a 2, then it's a stretch by a factor of 2. Okay. So hoping that you get to see a little pattern. So got a couple of stuff going on right here. Number 14. 3 things going on. What's number 1? Well, again, you want to start from the number that's closest to the X, which will be the 2 here. Okay. And that would be, well, 2 is 1/2. So horizontal shrink by a factor of 1/2. Okay. And don't feel bad about making mistakes. That's why we are here. Okay. It's good that you try. Okay. And you make a mistake, you remember that, it's going to be even better in the long run. Then you take care of the negative, which is the reflection over x-axis. Thank you. And then number 3 would be the shift up 3 units. Okay. So far, so good. All right. So can you go ahead and try number 15 yourself? 15. Again, 3 things. 1, 2, 3. You start from the closest to the X. So you have a little parentheses right here. So that tells you that, hey, that's the first thing that you take care. So X minus 1 means, this X minus 1 means we are shift to the right for 1 unit. Okay. And then the 2 right here becomes 1/2. So we have a horizontal shrink by 1/2. Or by a factor of 1/2, sorry, by a factor of 1/2. And number 3 would be shifting down, because it is -3 outside of the function. So shifting down for 3 units. All right, so far so good? Yes? All right, last one, number 16. That's an asterisk right here. All right, now, can anyone guess why there's an asterisk? Yeah, it is important, yeah. But what makes it important to them? What makes it difficult? So let's start. Okay, let's start. So so number one, okay, the first thing that we should know, it's what is the first transformation? Horizontal strength, right? Unfortunately, it's not. Okay. Now, you're like, wait, hold on. This is the closest to the x. You said it, right? Mr. Chen, you said it's closest to the x, then you start from there first. Yes, I said it. But I also want you to see something. Can you compare number 15 and 16? What's the difference? Parentheses, right? So I want you to know one thing, and you may want to go back up at the very top of the page. And you may want to highlight or just go ahead, write down this, that there should always be a 1 in front of x. Okay? There should be a coefficient 1, which we don't show all the time, but there should be a 1 in front of x. And if that number is not 1, which is the case of number 16, do something. So that's why you didn't see parentheses for number 16, and we will need to have a pair of parentheses. So you factor out to 2 from both terms, not just this one, but from both. What do you put inside the parentheses? X plus 2. And now you can go ahead and write down your transformations. I forgot to put a line right here. So what do you do for number 1? So first thing is to shift to the not right, left for 2 units, because it's x plus 2. Okay, and then number 2 transformation would be horizontal shrink by a factor of 1/2. Okay, and then number 3 would be shift up 1 unit. Okay, so hopefully by having all these questions, you can see a strong pattern on how do we handle different kind of situations, so that we can look at other problems like on the back page.